Oh, well, it's Friday night intro with a little MMA action. It's Friday. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 844 in a row of the Renaissance Man show. And I'm realizing I didn't even upload the proper photo for tonight's show, but whatever, sometimes these things happen. I'm going to see if I could do it in the moment now, so it adjusts for everybody. So how's everybody doing? It's Friday night. We're here. We're going to connect. It's going to be another one of those cool shows where we're going to get into some really deep stuff, and hopefully it will be something to drive you into tomorrow with some exciting emotions that will, I don't know, speak to you differently than you felt about it before this moment. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about that uniqueness, finding yourself, and how do we do that in a dying world? The reason I asked you how we do it in a dying world is because it's clear to me we are living in a dying world currently. Everything around me is changing. Everything around you is changing. The way that the world perceives reality has been adjusting on a day-by-day basis, and we are turning into a military society. What I mean by that is just our actions. Everything we are doing is warlike. The way we treat each other, the way we take stances on every single topic. It's a war. It doesn't even make sense, but this is what's going on. So if that is the reality and you can't change it, and you can show up here every day and you can feel better, but you still have to go back into it, how do you find you in all of that? So today I want to kind of talk you through it. Talk you through how I found it, and see if it leads you towards an idea and maybe it gives you a little bit of clarity. Because this is a tough time to find any clarity. Now, I've always said that finding yourself is basically connecting with that uniqueness. It starts with spending a little time alone. That may sound counterintuitive. Oh, well, I need to go and get as much information as possible. I got to go to a seminar. Tony Robbins is speaking. No, you need to spend a time alone in a room with a pen and paper and write down the 5 most important things to you. It doesn't even have to be something that you need to do. It could be people. It could be an event you want to have take place in the future, but 5 things you want to focus on. And without thinking about them, just start writing. Just the 5 things that pop into your head first are going to lead you towards something. Start looking at those words. And on top of that, your passions. Whatever you're passionate about, whatever you get really excited about, and it could be something that doesn't make sense to you, but your uniqueness is somehow connected to that thing. It may be nothing like that specific thing, but it's connected to it. And even as a kid, I just remember I liked to dance when I was a kid. I always liked to really get into, I remember as a young kid, I went up to Montreal, Canada for a wedding. And I'm there for this wedding. Hold on, I gotta shut this off before it goes. I'm there for this wedding, and we're breakdancing. Yeah, I told you guys before I was into rap music. My cousin was a hip-hop promoter, and he used to do the windmill thing. When you'd like spin and then the legs would do this crazy thing. And you're doing like a spin. And I'm like, whoa, that's cool. And I was doing head spins. Like I could get on my head and spin around a lot. Like Turbo from, I forget the name of the movie. Anyway, there was a movie like back in the day, like Boogaloo 2, something like that. It was such a good dance movie. And it was okay. So I'm just telling you a slight little detail. So I like dancing. Obviously the music moved me. Music. I didn't understand my connection to music. It wasn't until I was 18 years old that I bought my first guitar. Never played an instrument before that, maybe saxophone for 6 months in 7th grade. But outside of that, never played a real instrument. But when I picked up that guitar the first time, it was my drive to learn how to play all of Dave Matthews songs in a year period that led me, and not just play, to sing and play. And within 6 months, I had accomplished that, and all the songs I wanted to learn of his. And I started writing music. But it wasn't until I found the drive, the connection to music, that led me closer and closer to the oneness that I have with me. And again, we've been going through the hardest time in history. So I don't think this is going to be as easy as it has been for others to find. But it wasn't easy for me to find. I mean, I'm 43, and it didn't happen for 20 years after the moment I'm speaking to you okay? Actually 22 years. 18, I get my first guitar. I start writing music. I get into acting. All of these things, I was, for a very short period in college, I'm doing this, and all of the arts start coming into my life. And now I'm starting to stand back. I'm saying, wait a second. I never knew I had a connection to the arts. Never acted, never did anything when I was younger. So it all happens in college for these couple of years. And it starts leading me in a new direction. I'm writing music, passionate music that I'm really feeling something to live for. You know, this song here is just always, this is another song. This is called, I told you about this song. It's called Believe in Me. I'm going to just fast forward this. This is like Elvis Costello. Check out this hook. I gotta listen to this with you. Hold on, you gotta hear this part. Alright, check this part out, guys. You gotta hear it.
Star in the movie of your life for free. No one gets to see, and no one gets to hear the narration and story points that only you can share. And I'm in love again.
You guys ready for it? Here we go.
I'm in love again.
Here it comes. I'm glad I played through that for you. That song has a hold on me sometimes. I'm just thinking, no one gets to see, no one gets to hear the narration and story points that only you can share. Will you take your phone out of here? But no one gets to see, no one gets to hear the narration and story points that only you can share. How powerful is that? You have a story going on in your head that nobody gets to experience. And this is when I talk about you, unique, being one in a dark world, a dying world. You can still have a story that nobody else can experience, and it can lead you up and down, obviously, but it's yours. It is yours. So, when it comes to uniqueness and it comes to finding yours, finding yourself, it starts with taking control of you, taking control of that urge to become something. You know, I've been dropping these little shorts the last couple days, and they're all intending to inspire you to dig deeper. Everybody's on the surface, everybody's looking out there, they're getting the wrong answers, it's all negativity. And like I said, it's like a war situation. Everybody's at each other's throats. Nobody can just say, okay, I respect your opinion. I met a great guy today that I'm going to, his name's Frank. I'm going to have him on next week. He's got a great story for you guys. And we're going to be having a lot of interviews the next couple weeks. I got Matan next week. He's a yogi and also a healer. And we also have Brian. Oh, I cannot wait for Brian. He's going to talk to us about this. It's insane if you've never heard about this before. But the Mandela effect is real, okay? And Brian Stavely is going to come on here this week coming up to drop some serious knowledge on us. And I was blown away. He shows me, I remember Haas, Haas, avocados. And it's Haas, Hass. It's Haas now. I looked in the Haas family. But I remember Haas. My wife is not sure, but I 100% remember Haas. Well, Brian posts a video where he's got some, one of his subs says, look, I was at a Trader Joe's here in California, and I found an old bag underneath. It's Haas, Haas. So he sends the bag to Brian Stavely, and Brian showed the bag on screen. You got Haas with 2 S's, and you got Haas, and it's real. It's real. And I remember it being recent, within a couple of years ago, that I remember Haas. And so when Brian showed that bag, I told Sig, I was like, we got to get Brian on the show. I need the Renaissance family to experience what he's found. Now, I did a little research myself, and I'm like, I just want to ask some questions, have the same conversation we have here with Wage and everybody else, which is just, let's find the positivity in the subject. I'm a fan, and, you have a friendly here, so let's just get into it and have some fun. So Brian's excited to come on here. He says he's going to bring his family over as well, so hopefully we have a bunch of people on to really get the scoop on this amazing subject. And like I said, Matan next week, we're going to talk a lot about healing. We're going to talk a lot about some of the things that have been going on. I took it away another headache while I was here. And Frank, who I spoke to today, was also a certified drug and alcohol counselor. He's also was a Reiki specialist and massage therapy. He's basically done it all. And what's the other thing with the feet? Reflexology. But also an amazing story that we have to really hear from. So we're going to get him on here this week coming up. If you guys have anybody else you want to see on the show, I want to have people on every night. We're going to be doing our show 8 o'clock, and then I plan on having people on around 9:30 and chat for a little bit to see how it goes. Like I said, I don't anticipate doing 19-hour shows unless this becomes my career, and I don't see that anytime soon. So I'm just coming out here to have some fun with you guys. But I also, just like, Wage has opened my eyes up too, I've got the most amazing family in the world that I love, and I can't, I can't for a moment forget that, even if it's, and also that comes at a cost. These kids, they need me to focus on my career, what pays me money, like all the time during the day. So I have to be cognizant of that. I'm pretty sure that it's probably not the most attractive thing if someone's like, hey, I'm gonna list my house. Oh, he did a 7-hour show last night. So I don't want anybody having a bad perception. I have no loss of energy. You guys know. Unlimited energy in this show. It's like that during the day. When I work for my clients, I provide value by being unique, I guess, but also offering detail within the building costs and also just a positive perspective when you're there showing the house. But anyway, I think those have to be my focuses if I'm going to be a real estate agent. So I have to make sure I'm continuing to drive every single day, and even in the evening. That's the other thing. Spending all that time is great, but there's an hour or two each night that I could be scouting new listings, scouting new potential clients, and I have to do that. I have to think about those kids over there and this family. And again, I'm never going to stop showing up. If anything ever becomes different, then it's just more of the show, and then I'm not doing anything focusing on the other things. But the focus has to be where I make money. I mean, realistically, that's what we all have to focus on in life. I can't put more focus on something that is not paying me at all. I mean, that's just mental. And like that was also some of the things I'm realizing while being away. 7-hour shows. How much money did you make that night? $0. Really? Really? Think about that for a second. 3 kids, a wife, a house, mortgage, everything. You spend 7 hours in a day on something that you're not making any money for? And I'm like, yeah, but it was fun. Stop yourself before you even finish that statement. It was fun. How do you dominate in any industry if you're going to spend 7 hours being a goofball? It's just real. I'm speaking real to you guys. How do you dominate in any industry? Now, I dominate whenever I have an opportunity to, but if I don't have the opportunity, then I'm just scouting, trying to find new pieces of business, right? But you can't dominate if you're not going to just focus and kill. Go and get it done. So I'm going to keep doing that. I got to go and take advantage of the fact that the market's ridiculous and go get a bunch of listings and go get a bunch of buyer clients. And then maybe when I'm sitting pretty, I could be like, hey, I'm going to spend a couple extra hours tonight, But right now, I think that has to be the way I'm thinking. I mean, we're going to get on, we're going to have a good time. We're going to write songs, we're going to create new comedies, we're going to probably still film movies each week. That is something I still plan on doing. But it's probably not going to be in one night, We did that the other night. 3rd time, how are you, my friend? We did that the other night. We went to 6 hours and 40 minutes. Again, that doesn't reflect well on me. Again, I woke up the next day and I was ready to go. But I got to be focused 100%, 1,000% on the fact that where I can make cash right now is in real estate. I can't make any money here. It's just real, So I still show up. I'm going to show up every day. But I have to be realistic about how long I stay on the air, or else I'm just going to continue to dig myself into a hole with people who have perception instead of reality. They perceive things. They don't actually, hey, call me up and, hey, Mark, do you have the time? Excuse me. I've been selling real estate for 13 years. I'm used to having between 12 and 14 listings. I don't have that right now. I'd like to have 10 to 14 listings right now. Properties are flying off the shelf really quickly. But I need more opportunities, need more listings. So realistically, like I said, here's a good example. It's 11. I'm going to break off in a few minutes, but I should be spending myself like a next, hour and a half just finding a bunch of phone numbers to call tomorrow and say, hey, any interest in selling your home? Lil, thank you so much. You rock. I really appreciate that, Lil. That's what I should be doing. Finding a list of 10 people a day to call. So I should be scouting out on a daily basis and find myself a ton of new business. I wish it was that easy to just make phone calls and be like, hey, we got 100,000 new subscribers that now are pumped about the show. It doesn't work that way. YouTube especially doesn't work that way. So, like I said, I can go out and get a piece of business, sell a piece of real estate, stay comfortable, and show up every day. But I got to make sure that the world around me is like, this dude's ready to sell my house. And not like, what is he doing, 7 hours online? You know what I mean? That just doesn't reflect well. And when I'm looking at it from the outside perspective. For me, I'm like, wow, we had such a great time that night. It was so much fun when we did. But anybody else who's looking in is like, wait, hold on a second. Before I even push play, which I'm not going to because it's 6 hours and 41 minutes. This dude just went 6 hours. What does he do during the day? He must be making a lot of money to do this 6 hours. He made $0 tonight. Why the hell would he do that? Because he's an idiot. Because he thinks he can make a change in this world. Well, but you can't do that in a night. Yeah, I know. But he thinks he can. Well, it's not happening. No, I know. These are the things that happen. I leave in my gut too much. My gut's always like, I got to get a piece of content out for you guys. I got to show up and keep going. I have a lot of fun. Let's keep going. But that's not the way I think that this is supposed to go. And maybe that's why it's been so hard for us to continue to find new souls on the platform, you know? I'm pretty sure we talked about this the other day. I wouldn't want to watch a 6 hour and 40-minute feed. I don't care how good the show is. I put on a great show, 6 hours and 41 minutes. I wouldn't even want to watch it. 6 hours and 40 minutes. So that's the thing. I'm like, I do it because I want to make sure that you guys have a place to pop in while I'm live, right? But I also realize, now I'm starting to realize, look, just make a really great show for the people who could pop in finally to watch. You know, oh great, there's a whatever length of show, but not for 7 hours and not 36 hours and 14 minutes. Oh my goodness. Solar, you need to get rid of that cajon drum, buddy, and you need to get a beat seat. Let me just give you the website, okay, bud? You need to check this out. See her playing it. You see me playing it every night, but the cajon. Oh, my brother. The cajon, unfortunately, this is another thing that I find very frustrating. I invented something so much better, but I can never get it out there because these huge companies are selling cajons. They have an inferior product, and because I have the patent on the best product in history, they don't want it to get out there. It's a cajon times 4. 4 panels, 2 snares. You could kick it and hit it with your hands. You could sit completely upright. Not a cajon on the planet you could do that with. And none of them sound as good as the beat seat because my beat seat is twice as long. It sounds like a freaking drum kit, like a straight up 14-piece drum kit. No matter where you hit it, it sounds different. I show you guys that every night, but I don't know if I show that to you enough. I'm always just kicking it with my feet and show it kick snare, kick snare. I got to do a lot more demoing of the beat seat for you guys, especially for SBI. You totally need one, brother. Let me know. Shoot me an email. I'll hook you up with a discount. If anybody wants a beat seat, I'll hook you up with I mean, it's free shipping, and they're hand built. Honestly, we're going to be raising the price because they're not expensive right now. Like for $350, you're getting a hand built beat seat by me. And I'm signing them now. I wasn't always doing that. I'm sorry for those that I didn't sign at the beginning. But I'll make it up to you with signatured CDs and stuff like that. So just let me know if I missed it. But that's my plan now, is get as many beat seats out into this world as possible. For musicians, for people with a special need, anyone with autism, anyone who's dealing with anxiety needs a beat seat. And, you know, there are a few people in the chat. Okay, Jacqueline's got a beat seat. Tom Murphy has a beat seat. Christine Seidman has a beat seat. If Jacqueline's on right now, Jacqueline can share. Now, Jacqueline got a junior, and it still probably sounds really awesome. If you add a full size, you get this bass that's so deep. Jacqueline. We all are, Jacqueline. I want to share something with you guys. There is nobody on this planet that's got it easy, that's like dealing with this. We are all dealing with something, you know what I mean? Someone's got a messed up shoulder, they got a bad, they got a twitch, whatever it is. Everyone's got something going on. There's no one perfect. And I've heard about, well, there's only been one perfect. Nobody's ever been perfect. There's never been a perfect person ever, okay? It doesn't exist. If you were a human, you have experienced all of the emotions, okay? If some humans decided to say in a book and create a narrative of fake news, is something, okay? It's something. But the reality is, if you were human, you've experienced every emotion, and if you killed a bird in the square, you've sinned. I'm sorry. And so I don't care what people say to try to guide you in a direction of, well, there's only but one person. We are all together one. We became out of the essence of this universal source of energy. We were nothing, and then we became from that source of energy. And then we're here, and they want to divide us. Well, division is the special on the menu for the day, apparently. But you know what? I'm not buying that special. No, I'm going to flip the freaking menu over. Yeah, I'm going for like farina. I'll throw some cinnamon on top of that. Oh, there you go. We're going to have a special for you. Oh, yeah, what is it? It's called racism and division. Yeah, the whole world is done. We're now a racist country. Barack Obama didn't. He wasn't president twice. No. That never happened. That was a Mandela effect. Remember who was president? That's right. Romney. Mandela. You got Mandela. I'm sorry. You didn't realize you got Mandela? I'm here. I'm in the room. You hear Paris Schmack for the Mandela? He's Hayes, he's Hayes, he's a Mandela. No. I can't figure. I can't figure you well. Oh, go. Do a small commercial type on your channel and we can share it on all our platforms. Ooh, that's a great idea. I actually have, I think I made a Beatsy commercial, like slightly, but I should do a cooler one. Hey, Debbie made it live. That's so cool. All right, guys, listen, it's 11:11. I have to break this down. Oh, that's right. Tomorrow, Beatsy to action. Guys, I'll be dropping another Renaissance moment for you tomorrow. I may be going live earlier. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what time I'm going live yet. But I will tell you this. You guys are freaking awesome. And continue to take those shorts and share them if you can. I'm not really sure. But the message for today was that there is no such thing as failure. Everybody uses that word freely, and it's not really something that holds unless you give up on yourself. Failure is coming to the end. Do you do that, or do you continue to redirect? That's the question I'll ask you, really, is failure is giving up. Coming to a conclusion of something and then realizing it didn't work out isn't failure. It should redirect you in a different way, okay? And if you allow it to redirect you, you're going to learn from that experience. But it's not a failure. It's a redirection. Now, you can consider your losses as failures, but, and those are actually the ones you remember most, right? Is when you lose money or you lose, a partner or something like that in a business transaction. That it will always be in your mind. You're not going to forget that. But failure, I truly believe, is coming to the end and realizing I don't have what it takes. I'm going to stop. I'm just going to go home and put my feet up tonight. That's failure. You know, you run a business and it doesn't work well, but you find out in the process that the way you were running the books is a new way of running the books. Nobody's ever thought of that before. And there's a new system that you can create and you could sell as a software. And so now you've pivoted and you had that crap business, but you've created a new software out of that business that you're selling to businesses and to enterprise software to all different companies across the planet. And it all happened because you went in one direction and you redirected after realizing that thing wasn't working out for you. So just keep that in mind, guys. You have the ability to redirect. Don't get down on yourself if something isn't working out and you're like, oh my goodness, I got to call this quits. Look at it from all angles and say, what can I learn from this? And how can I redirect all of that energy and still use the efforts? Maybe it's my contact list. Maybe it's, like I said, maybe it's a couple of the personnel or somebody that you had working with and you could take them to the new business. But you have to look at it. There's a lesson in every single action in your life. And if you look at it positively, you can take the Dr. Wayne Dyer approach, which is to change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. It's a beautiful way of understanding how our mind works. No matter what you look at, it will change based on the way you look at it. Everything. Most times I'm looking at it negative. Let me step back and find a way to smile while I'm looking at it. Remember, your smile has an energetic value that costs 0 to you. It costs you 0 to give. So take those smiles and generate some positivity for yourself, for those around you, because I'll tell you what, when you give a smile to someone else, it is a natural reaction you receive to get it back. And now you feel that same positivity you just gave. It's electricity, my friends. Let's start sharing it. I love you. I will see you tomorrow. Keep your heads up, and remember, I'll have a Renaissance message for you. So make sure you show up and keep spreading the word, fam. I will see you tomorrow. Come on, give me this.
Spring break doesn't mean O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers is taking a break from great deals.
Oh, Brian. Oh, fam. So, until tomorrow. Hold on, let me turn down the volume on this. Where's the volume on this? Another killer song, guys. iTunes. Just type in iTunes, and you can. Hold on. Let me get back to main screen in it. Oh, I didn't change the thing. I'll do that after. I'm heading over to the main screen. Oh, I have to turn the music down. It's killing me now. Okay, that's good. So let me see what we got over here. I just want to say goodnight to all of you. You guys are awesome. A Muse, Anna Treos. Let me see. Debbie Schmidt, Drifting Desires, my brother. Jacqueline Grace, Lil Red, thank you so much for your donations. You are awesome. Renee Woods, Solar SBI, and Trish Killian, you guys are awesome. I cannot wait until I see you tomorrow. Remember, every day. But tomorrow's day 845. Woo! I'll see you tomorrow. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.